Good morning, students. Today I am going to teach you about the role of dislocations in crystal growth. First of all, I would like to tell what is dislocation. Actually, I'm not. It was not to. I was not to define here the dislocation, but still, I just give you the idea. This is the line imperfection or the line defect that is also known as the dislocation, and these are of the two types: edge dislocation and screw dislocation. The dislocation has very good role to play in the crystals. Near the dislocation, the crystal is highly strained. The simple edge dislocation extends indefinitely in the slip plane in direction normal to the slip direction. So these are the basic ideas of the dislocation. Now I am telling you the role of dislocation in crystal growth. Normally we talk about the ideal crystals, but what is the difference with the crystals having dislocations in it? Frank et al. Showed that dislocations in the crystal can be helpful in its growth. The growth rate is faster than the ideal crystals under the effect of the dislocations or with the supersaturation type crystals. Low supersaturation type crystal. The theory of growth of ideal crystals tells that in crystal growth from vapor or supersaturation, that is the pressure per unit equilibrium vapor pressure of the order of 10 is required to nucleate new crystals. Pressure per unit equilibrium vapor pressure of the order of 5 is required to form liquid drops, and 1.5 is required to form a monolayer of two dimensions of the molecules on the face of a perfect crystal. The rate of growth of a crystal was calculated by Burton, Cabrera, and Frank in 1951 as R is equal to e to the power minus phi square upon k, kb square t square or kt square, k square t square log alpha, where R is the rate of growth of the crystals, phi is the nearest neighbor interaction energy, phi is the nearest neighbor interaction energy in the crystals, kb is the Boltzmann constant, T is the absolute temperature, alpha is the P upon P0, that is the actual vapor pressure divided by the equilibrium vapor pressure. Volmer and Sulj observed growth of iodine crystals at vapor supersaturation down to 1%. However, the growth rate should have been down by a factor of e to the power minus 3000, means not 0.01 or 1% from the minimum observable growth rate. That is the minimum from the minimum observable, whatever be the minimum observable growth rate, that should be. They observed, Former and Sulj observed the growth of iodine crystals at vapor down to 1%. However, the growth rate should have been e to the power minus 3000. So, this large disagreement shows the difficulty of growing or nucleating a new layer on a complete surface of an ideal crystal. But if a screw dislocation is present, then as in the figure, as it is shown, there is a line, then line turns, then it becomes a screw. It is screwed. A spiral step is produced by interaction of a screw dislocation on the surface of a crystal is developed. Thus, the crystal will grow in a spiral fashion at the edge of the discontinuity shown, and nucleating a new layer no more remains important. In this way, an atom which is bound to a step than a plane is bounded more strongly. Further, this growth rate of crystal with dislocation agrees well with the observation. So there is no disagreement like the previous one, as I told. If the growth rate does not depend on the direction of the edge in the plane of the surface, then the growth pattern becomes something like Archimedes spiral that is shown here. The the figure not very good have been drawn by myself. The rate of growth in the case becomes r is equal to a theta, where a is a constant. If the in the figure a hexagonal spiral growth pattern of a SiC or silicon carbide crystal had been shown with the help step height of 165 angstrom. Further, so in this way, we see how the dislocation plays an important role in the crystal growth. Further, there is simple crystals like whiskers or hair-like crystals. These also grow under the conditions of high supersaturation and containing a single axial screw dislocation that decides their one-dimensional or hair-like growth. Here, not more than one dislocation is important. A single axial screw dislocation resists the crystal to yield. To yield means if you pull it, if you pull any wire, if you pull or apply any stress, then what happens? It sometimes it yield at the yielding point. It yields. Yielding in elasticity, as we have everybody knows, because in bending the crystal, the dislocation is not subjected to a shear stress in parallel to its Burgers vector. Herring and Jalt observed whiskers of tin of radius approximately of the order of 10 power minus 4 centimeter to have elastic properties agreeing well with the theoretically perfect crystals. So the example has been shown of nickel whisker of diameter 1000 angstrom bent in a loop. Thus, in this way, I showed you the role of dislocation in crystal growth. That is very important. So the perfect or ideal crystal cannot be grown at the faster growth rate as the dislocation. With the dislocation, the growth becomes very fast. Thank you very much.